It's a second successive Carrow Road game for Norwich City this weekend. They've already played the Champions League winners, so it's about time they played the Europa League winners as well. And it's Frank Lampard's Chelsea making the trip to Norwich for a lunchtime kick-off on Saturday. This was Norwich's 11 for Saturday's 3-1 win over Newcastle. Very convincing performance, of course. Not really expecting any changes. We are talking ahead of Daniel Farke's press conference on Friday, so this is ahead of any fresh team news. But Moritz Leitner was the player that came into the team and did make a big difference. Plenty of you may have noticed the stat that Leitner completed 95 passes, which was more than the midfield three of Key, Shelvey and Hayden for Newcastle, so not a bad performance at all. I think we can be pretty sure Teemu Pukki will keep his place after his hat-trick. The only one possible point of contention would be Grant Hanley at centre-back, whether Tim Closer is fit enough after his hip problem to come back in and put pressure on that starting role. And it looks like Patrick Roberts will have to continue to make do with a place on the bench, with Todd Cantwell getting 2 assists during the game against Newcastle as well. Here is how Chelsea shaped up in a 1-1 draw home to Leicester on Sunday afternoon. They were leading that game. They started really strongly, but they faded and ended up conceding an equaliser to Wilfred Ndidi in the second half, a header. James Maddison, former Norwich, of course, very influential in that game. Frank Lampard did come in this summer. He's yet to get his first win. They lost 4-0 at Manchester United on the opening day. Then they played Liverpool in the UEFA Super Cup final, which was played in Istanbul. Finished in a 2-2 draw, but then they lost on penalties. And that then supposedly has contributed to the tired second half performance against Leicester and only getting a draw, although Leicester are a decent team, so a point against them isn't anything to worry about too much. But it will be interesting to see how Chelsea turn up. Mason Mount was the man that scored the goal. They're kind of relying on Tammy Abraham to produce the goods this year. Has impressed on loan for Aston Villa, but Chelsea under a transfer embargo, so they've had to bring some of their young players back into the club, and under Lampard's tutelage they're hoping that will pay off. Olivier Giroud, the former Arsenal striker, is the man that he's vying with up front. However, there was an under-23s game on Monday and Chelsea beat Liverpool 3-0. 2 of those goals were scored by Belgium striker Michy Batshuayi, who was on loan at Crystal Palace last year. Lampard was watching that game because Antonio Rudiger, the Dutch defender, he's back from a long-term knee injury, so he is also back in contention for the game on Saturday. Both of those players who could potentially come in. But for the moment, Mason Mount has got to be the key man. He played under Lampard at Derby last year, already had an England senior call-up, is an attacking midfielder looking to score goals and really showed some good energy for that early goal against Leicester on Sunday. So he's looking like the potential main man for them this year. But when you think that they've got Pedro, Willian, Ross Barkley, all very much top-level players to call upon as well, there's plenty for Lampard to choose from. Also worth mentioning as well, Callum Hudson-Odoi, England winger, did return to training this week. He ruptured his Achilles heel in April, but it's not expected that he'll be back in contention for the game on Saturday.